We explained in past videos that gaming YouTubers often have a very volatile career, as their view count is directly tied to the popularity of whatever game they happen to be playing. We can see this perfectly with Robocop's best month ever back in August 2019, when his channel would achieve a monthly viewership of 166 million. At the time, Minecraft was coming back into the mainstream culture with Robocop's content, whilst Fortnite was still in its prime YouTuber phase, giving him countless opportunities for fresh videos. It's interesting to control over the popularity of these games. You might go ahead and focus on page of luck. However, almost everything else within the ring these 166 views have been a result of Robocop's actions. For example, Jordan was a master of collaborating with other YouTubers.
I'm a YouTuber. I want to know I want to get to know all the YouTubers. I want my friends to be YouTubers or people that are doing similar stuff.
God, that sounds miserable. I don't know why people would only want to be surrounded by like-minded people. I can't stand that perspective. I think it's becoming more and more prevalent where people only want to be friends with everyone that shares the exact same opinions of them, and they can't be friends with people that think differently. Like, why don't you want to be around people that are just like in the same career path, the same fucking thoughts as you, basically just like a goddamn clone of yourself? That sounds miserable. Just to always be locked in your own little echo chamber of psychopathic yes men, like it's just, I think that it'd be miserable. I really do.
After forming a YouTube career known as Robust, which includes Robocop alongside two other familiar faces, Jelly and Slogo Man. Robocop explained this first viral video with over 14 million views as Jelly and Slogo is the business for company G45. As their relationship strengthened, the video where Robocop simply met Jelly in real life for the first time gained over 12 million views. The video is picked up by PewDiePie's YouTube network Rebel Mode alongside Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, with a subscriber count of Robocop, Jelly and Slogo being expensive evidence for the success they find as a trio. In addition to
how are the other two doing? Before we go on, I don't know the other two. I haven't heard of Jelly or the logo. Let's take a peek. I think it's just Rebel Time. Oh, it's all of them. Holy shit. 23 million, it's about the same views as Levelcop, who's on a 90% decline. Actually, less than Levelcop. Goddamn. So it really just must be a thing of like, the games aren't as popular anymore, unless they really did something that ruined them. So far, there's three of them, it seems like Slogo's doing the best. And yet Slogo has the lowest amount of subs out of the group. People grow up. True. That's a big problem with making kids content. Your audience grows up like pretty quickly. I feel like things you watch when you're 14, you stop watching by the time you're like 16, maybe. But there's always going to be new kids coming into the mix. So you would always expect it to constantly like refresh itself, but I guess sometimes it just doesn't. Or again, maybe something happened with this whole group. Not far enough, I was just curious. Kind of skipping ahead here in the manga.
Advanced basic evidence for the success they find as a trio. In addition to forming a robust group, Jordy began dating fellow YouTuber Azulane in 2016, with Azzy herself having a multi-million subscriber count at the time, meaning that they could collaborate on various different videos providing further growth for each creator. Yet the overwhelming drive
she was in YouTube Rewind.
Viewership was without a doubt laser focus on the content in combination with an unwavering work ethic. After beginning his channel, Jordy made a commitment to upload one video every single day, which he'll continue for a few over 9 years.
27th of August 2012, I said to myself, I'm never going to miss a day of uploading, no matter what happens, and every day I'm going to make a video that's better than the one before.
Additionally, all of his energy was one channel only, ensuring that the one daily video was always of the highest quality.
Every day I worked on it, every day I studied it, I watched tutorials, I read articles, spoke to people, I could practice, and every day
I mean, did you really need to? Like, what articles are you reading and what tutorials? Like, did you sign up for Jake Paul's seminar on how to be a YouTuber? Because this is all, like, really standard stuff. Unbeatable GTA 5, you laugh, you lose. Fortnite vs. Real Life Challenge. Saddest Fortnite, try not to cry. I mean, like, you didn't need to really invest into the education side of YouTubing. You kind of just went with whatever was on the Explore tab.
Quality.
Every day I worked on it, every day I studied it, I watched tutorials, I read articles, spoke to people, I could practice, and every day I make new videos.
And within this daily upload, it was obvious that Robocop's goal was to ensure the most optimal experience for the audience.
I was making videos that my audience loved. I So I ask myself, what does my audience love the most?
Each of those streaming Quabblecop's discussion on the
Legitimately streaming.
podcast also displayed just how switched on he was in terms of personal
So super high
development and
energy.
the correct attitude required in order to
Everything
grow
else
a
is secondary.
YouTube channel. So if he had the correct attitude and mindset in order, why after 5 years of gaming an extremely consistent 100 million views per month did this number drop to between 5 and 15 million over the course of only a year? Well, in order to answer that question, let's begin by looking at a Twitter post made by Quabblecop in early 2020. Before things go any further, I want to address the rumors. After 3.5 years of being together, Azzy and I recently broke up. I have nothing but love and respect for this beautiful, smart, and caring woman. Please respect our privacy. Thank you. Which was accompanied by a video approximately 1 year later, conveniently just
Pretty good post about it, I suppose.
explaining
No
the reason
problem
for the breakup.
Why did you guys break up? Well, as you guys might know, I'm from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and Azzy is from Canada. And it was a long distance relationship. Once the honeymoon phase was over, we realized that we're two people from completely different places.
However, it would still be a little far-fetched to blame Quabblecop's decline in viewership on nothing but this separation. Sure, he had one...
Didn't they live together? That's a weird spot to pause this. Didn't they live together? I thought I vaguely recalled them living together. Right? Long distance for 3.5 years. I mean, that's got to be a world record, honestly. They should be very proud of that, making that work for 3.5 years. You know, they never lived together. Crazy. I had no idea. That's a good run then. No shame there. 3.5 years? Long distance? Fuck me, you made history.
Person to collaborate and make videos with. However, if we take the date of joint separation announcement in March 2020 and placed alongside his account at the time, he actually went up in views after breaking up with Aslan. Of course, there were other factors at play during this time, such as people being at home and therefore watching more YouTube during the pandemic. Yet, as an overall, the data doesn't really suggest that this breakup had much of an impact on his eventual decline in views. However, it wasn't until Aslan and Quabblecop who stopped making videos with him. After 5 years of filming together, the robust trio being Quabblecop, Jelly, and Slogo would also slowly disintegrate.
Oh no!
Making various reaction videos, Jelly and Slogo replaced him with a different YouTuber by the name of Trainer, which was noticed by fans on Reddit. The last thing I remember was that Quabblecop was playing Minecraft with Jelly and Slogo being robust now. Now everything has changed. Jelly and Slogo man replaced Quabblecop with Trainer in a Minecraft server. Quabblecop made damn soul.
He got replaced.
This moment he got reaction videos. What is going on? Anyone got the explanation for it? Why is he now not playing with his friends anymore? Why isn't he playing games anymore? Is he going to...
How's Grainer doing? We got a new player into the mix here. Did Grainer take over Quabblecop's title, his throne? Go back to the same as the others. They're all kind of in the exact same area code here.
going to maintain a like this will come back to himself again. So that he took down the vlog, but then he stopped playing with friends. It's an increasingly common discussion in the comment section. We don't want to do that time why I left Jelly and Slogo explaining
That's the exact same thumbnail from the Azzy breakup. This man only has one stat space. Come on. You studied articles. You read books or whatever about YouTubing. You know you've got to switch up the crying thumbnail. This one should have at least had like one of these. Maybe like a shock face. Like, what's gone wrong here? Unbelievable.
as a result of making video after video, each of which followed a similar narrative, Quabblecop felt as though he wasn't well enough to do a light-up creativity.
I saw that my creativity was running out. I was just doing things with the group. I was going into that direction. I realized that I stopped growing as a person, and that I just stagnated in life, and I was just doing the same thing.
Jordy also explained that at around the same point in time, he'd become depressed and taken back.
I ended up getting a depression. I've never, ever said anywhere publicly, but it was also holding them back because I couldn't give them the energy that they needed to make these videos with.
As a result, he participated in work.
It wasn't a clear cut, bye guys, see you tomorrow. And instead it was me doing it less and fewer reporting.
From this point onwards, Quabblecop was known to make videos and really decisions helping him become so successful. First, like it's
I don't think it was the group.
like Tiger, yeah, also
You got got into a fight. After the fight, I was pretty much left with nothing.
Quabblecop found Tiger when he was still a small YouTuber, not the cover public. It seemed as though Quabblecop offered guidance and growth to Tiger in exchange for part of the channel.
Like, coach him a little bit. He has so much talent.
Now this would exactly explain started playing.
Okay, that's kind of fucked up. I've never heard of something like that.
However, around the same point in time, Tiger ran stopped uploading the video. 2 months later, Tiger uploaded a channel titled Why I Don't Robocop and Tiger.
Man, they're getting so much mileage out of this crime station program. That shit is being used and abused in every single fucking thumbnail here ever. My god. I will say though, one of his reasons for leaving that group is because he couldn't be as creative as he wanted to be. Well, I'm glad he did that because now creativity is the #1 thing I get when looking at the channel here. Look at all these. Content he never made before. He was really able to unlock the magnum opus of creation. They really held him back. Now he spread his wings like a beautiful butterfly.
Explain to me about what happened to the channel.
And I'm not going to get too much into who was in the right or who was in the wrong, because I can't.
Like you would know that before.
Why do it?
Everyone is asking the same thing. Why are you not uploading to Tiger, and what happened between you and Quabblecop? Well, guys, it essentially boils down to one thing, and that is that me and Quabblecop are actually no longer friends. I feel hurt, I feel disappointed, I feel betrayed, and most of all, I feel forgotten.
What would become obvious later was that somehow Quabblecop had claimed ownership over Tiger's channel, as he would upload a video where he cloned Tiger's voice and attached it to an AI, which would upload another response from Jordan, once again insulted by Jordan's actions.
He made this cartoon character, cloned my voice, and put it on the Tiger channel. Listen, Jordy, this cartoon was not your best friend, but I'm not your best friend, okay? I'm not even your friend, and I'm Tiger.
That's wild. Hold on, I want to see that. So you did a VTuber for this now? Oh, minor. Oh wait, no, this is your channel. Oh, let's look at the other one. Man made a VTuber and an AI speech pattern for him? Bro, that's evil genius right there. That's Galaxy Brain. What is the channel down? Does anyone know for sure? This is the fish with the fried monkey. Yeah, I him as a VTuber. Yeah. No, it's there. Story by camera. How about this? Okay, you're right. Well, I think it's Tiger. I wonder why. Right there. It looks like he's not doing it anymore. He must have deleted the video. Yeah, that's a shame. I would like to see that this entirety. I bet that looked amazing.
As it called him out, Quabblecop said to panic and he thought he every video said to the AI Tiger's clone. The two would make up a video with Jordan dated for life and be sure to have enemies. Yeah, sure, there are those moments where video gets like what Tiger on Twitter.
But that was the reason my man decided to go. So you know what, man? I don't care.
What's very interesting about this whole interaction is that
It's fine, I guess.
Quabblecop rapidly. However, the reason for the crime wasn't the crime itself, but rather one discovery made by Jordan about the conflict with Tiger, being that he could make an AI character that acted as a real person. One of the biggest lessons I've learned in business is that pretty much everything is possible. Cloning yourself,
Inspirational.
4 years ago, I was saying 3 minutes per day and streaming for 3 hours per day. I wish I could clone myself so like what Quabblecop is referring to is the channel he launched 1 month after the Black Tiger, which both gaming videos and an AI character as the main personality of the video. Now there's nothing wrong with the second channel.
Okay.
Looking at the numbers, it's obvious that this new AI channel going by the name of Blue was seriously fragmented towards their pension on the main channel. It was launched in May 2021 and began to form instantly. Yet if we look at the Quabblecop channel, May 2021 was also the point at which his viewership declined from an average of 100 million views per month to 60 million views per month. Quabblecop began to celebrate the strides that his AI channel was doing, yet he also seemed completely oblivious to the massive decline that was happening on his main channel. His average monthly viewership was down by 40 million on Quabblecop while he was celebrating 4 million views a month on Blue. It was the very definition of the man who chases 2 rabbits catches neither, and this decline on the main
such a
channel
good
brought about
expression.
further changes, which would ultimately
I've always liked that one.
worse. Quabblecop would upload a video titled "My Most Important Video" with "I Quit" in the thumbnail, explaining that he was no longer doing YouTube.
I'm having a hard time being creative. I'm having a hard time having fun in my job. I'm having a hard time sleep. I'm always worrying about you, always thinking
Just play some more
about it.
GTA.
I'm not enjoying it as much as I was
Before going on to state that after 10 years of continuing daily uploads,
That's why after 10 years of making daily videos, I quit. I quit making daily videos.
Robocop would finish the video by stating that starting from today, he planned on making top quality content that the audience wanted to see.
Starting today, from now on, you can expect my next video to be top notch, to be really
Okay, and he delivered.
flipping good, to be exactly
Yes.
what you want.
Yet the first three
Yes, yes, and this is what I wanted to see. Upgrading the slowest, the fastest animal in GTA 5. Whee! I've always wanted to know.
the videos posts the days that followed were him bragging about his $10,000 dog, then him bragging about his custom orange Jeep.
$1,000 dog. What did this man buy? Goddamn Chimera? What kind of dog is 10 grand? Okay, so then he started flexing, okay? That's always the signs of insecurity and desperation coming in.
Wagon, then him bragging about his $7.5 million penthouse apartment.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to my $7.5 million penthouse tour. Let's see if this video can hit 100,000 likes.
And it's just like,
It worked. It was 5 months ago. Where we at? There, 6 months ago.
Welcome to... Fuck.
What is Quebble community called? His audience? Cops and robbers? What are you doing? Only 35K? Now we'll never get to see more of his $7.5 million penthouse. Quebble flops. That's pretty fun. Pretty fucking good. Nice. Hey, good one, Chatter. That was nice. Wow! A piano with a Star Wars blaster poking out. What is this? A telescope? What the fuck is this? Golden gun thing.
As I mentioned, I own the entire top floor of this building, which means that I get the best views ever. Check this out.
Man, there's a lot of Mickey Mouses around here. What the fuck? Is this guy a Disney adult?
This video.
Everyone looks like they're having so much fun. I'm just taking a brief tour here, if you don't mind. Oh man, look at all those fragrances. Hair difference. This one's a replica. This one's not even the original. Okay, pour much? Yikes. Not even authentic. Why is this the most replayed? Because of this jar of urine? Oh, it's actually not this. It's the shower. You perverts. You quibble flops. You perverts. I've seen you take a shower. Have some respect.
Why would you post this, dude? Not only have you stated in the past that you apparently don't do YouTube for the money,
I don't care about making an extra buck on YouTube. I don't care about the money. I really, genuinely do not do YouTube for the money.
but do you really think the audience wants to open up the YouTube app and instantly see stuff that makes them feel inferior to you? Do you think new viewers
I feel like I'm part of the family.
video section and see one video saying I quit followed by 3 videos talking about how rich you are? Do you think it's just a coincidence that David Dobrik got cancelled in the same month that he posted his brand new multi-million-dollar house to YouTube? When you invite anything to the life of others, you pay for it in ways which you will not expect. The 3 videos felt like nothing more than a validation-seeking exercise which came off as quite insecure. A 2008 study by the Journal of Consumer Research stated that when people feel powerless and out of control, they feel an increased desire to purchase items which convey high status. Further, this increased attraction to high status products stems from a specific inclination to re-establish power, which might explain Quebblecop's motive to upload these off-brand videos.
You just got analyzed on that one, Quebblecop. That is super true, though. You see this shit happen a lot with, I guess not necessarily streamers, because I don't think there's any, like, big streamers that have fully fallen off yet. But I've seen this on YouTube a few times with some of the big boys. Take, for example, like Rice Gum. Though most of his content was built around flexing from the start, it obviously only had a shelf life of however many years he was on there for, I don't even remember now. But this kind of, like, flexing is always, like, in the death throes of that creator's channel. Happens all the time.
To upload his off-brand videos. Maybe deep down he felt as though he had lost his position of influence, which was certainly plausible because at the time of uploading the videos, his monthly viewership had declined by over 85% from its peak. Additionally, his house tour might have been evidence that Quebblecop had fallen into the classic trap of becoming distracted from the channel by the items he was able to purchase as a result of the channel in the first place. This theory could be supported by the fact that after uploading his house tour to YouTube and announcing that he no longer planned on uploading daily, the videos slowed dramatically. He went from 1 video per day to only 2 videos in both March and April of 2022 were doing further damage to the channel's view count. Now we can't neglect the fact that his Blue channel has actually gained a bit of traction over the last couple of months, gaining between 10 and 25 million views per month. However, finding the views of both Blue and Kwebbelkop together, even on the best months he doesn't crack 40 million views, which is still less than half of what he was able to achieve while simply focusing on one channel. In a recent video titled My $100 Million GTA 5 Business in Real Life, which sports a similar kind of vibe to the apartment tour, Kwebbelkop talks about how he's also launched an NFT business in a video game, potentially fracturing his focus further. As mentioned earlier.
Oh my god. No way. No fucking way. He's in NFTs? Bro, this has to be like the last adopter of NFTs right now. Where is that? Man, this guy he cannot figure it out. Where is it? Oh, he's even trying YouTube drama here with the real truth of Slogo. Maybe, or maybe it's a joke, I can't tell. It's on his Instagram. Oh, he didn't make a video about it? Man, let me see. No, so he was there in January of this year. Okay, so he's making a platform for NFTs. That's huge, that's big. Finally, something innovative. Platform for these. There was a sign on the wall that said NFT on it. Is that really it? Has he not announced NFTs? Oh, any day now, Maverick. Thanks to Prime Pexi. Unlucky. Is it on his Twitter? Sure, I'll take a peek. Hey, he met Speed. Speed looks really happy to meet him. Where is the NFT? TikTok Trends newsletter. Not NFT. Even used the word free there. That's never associated with NFTs. Okay. I'm just, since I can't find it, I'm just going to assume he has nothing to do with NFTs at the moment.
It's extremely switched on in terms of how to build and run a successful YouTube channel, although as a whole there are two obvious problems that need to be solved. The first problem, which thankfully is relatively easy to fix, is one relating to ego. Geordie, I know how much we as males love to brag. It's written in our DNA to talk endlessly about how good we are, but you have to resist the urge to do so. Proclaiming your high status by posting videos of your G-Wagon and multi-million-dollar home ironically does the opposite of what you want it to, as your audience doesn't want to follow someone that needs to be validated in any way, shape, or form.
I disagree. I mean, I think it's fucking awesome.
Either more sacrifice or time, and I could be wrong altogether with this second problem because I'm not sure what kind of numbers your other businesses are doing, but your focus is clearly fragmented, or maybe you have too many things to focus on. You claim to have between 50 and 100 employees.
I'm running a business with I don't know how many employees. Anywhere from 50 to 100 employees work here.
Yet your views are significantly below where they were during any other year since 2016. The potential inefficiency of this
pays them an exposure
by some of the sidemen.
So Kwebbelkop basically tweeted out saying that he spends on average 14 days and 14 editors.
Oh, is this it? Alright. Dear Launch My NFT supporters, over 6 months ago we launched a platform that helped thousands of people create and launch their own NFT collections. With over 1 million unique wallet addresses who use the platform, it's an understatement to call it a success. How hype. What a saint. What an absolute saint. Man, this one's doing numbers, Kwebbelkop. 37 likes, 12 likes, 10, 9. Woo-wee. To call that a success would be an understatement. Oh, he's stepping away. Oh, well, I'm going to finish reading this. What happened? What started as a hobby project very quickly turned into a daily job. Working on the project was extremely challenging and new. Meeting so many enthusiastic Web3 supporters was my favorite thing about it. I was very happy that I was able to inspire so many individuals and help thousands of people with creating their own Web3 project. In every video, I'm not very familiar with Kwebbelkop, full disclosure. Every video I've seen of him so far, he keeps sucking his own dick. I've inspired so many people. I started just like you, and I'm glad to be able to help you do the things that you want to do by sharing my story and my wealth with you. This is a guy who clearly has a very strong opinion of himself and the good deeds he thinks he does. It's interesting. During these past months, I realized how much more the Web3 and metaverse space needs to grow before we can actually live in it. More needs to be built.
So embarrassing. Just wait till you see the next dare card. Oh God, you are relentless.
Anybody selling any blow?
The champagne in here is like dog piss.
Yeah, don't look at me, I'm fine. I'm fine!
A toast to the guy Papa paid to take my exams this week.
Okay, time for the next question in the groom quiz. We asked Jason, where was your first kiss? At the mall? Wrong. He said Burger Shot bathroom. What? I've never made out with anyone in Burger Shot. Uh-oh. Awkward.
Who's with you people, huh? Right, drinking fucking mocktails. Losers?
Okay, let's pop some corks and have a good time.
Last ride before she's a bride. Get her while she's hot, boy. Taylor, stop it. So embarrassing. Just wait till you see the next dare card. Oh God, you are relentless.
By dawn, we'll all be friends. Maybe even family. We are going to make a big party, man.
You watch. Year from now, regional manager, baby. Yeah, don't look at me, I'm fine. I'm fine!
It's Sodom and Gomorrah in here. I love it.
You watch. A year from now, regional manager, baby.
What's wrong, Lauren?
Nothing. I just wish the others were here.
Oh, come on. We don't need them. Me and you, all aboard the Hot Mess Express. Can I get a choo-choo?
Choo-choo.
There we go. Okay, time for the next question in the groom quiz. We asked Jason, where was your first kiss?
At the mall?
Wrong. He said Burger Shot bathroom.
What? I've never made out with anyone in Burger Shot.
Uh-oh. Awkward.
Hey, where's Bobby at? Bobby! Fuck that guy.
Last ride before she's a bride. Get her while she's hot, boy.
Taylor, stop it. So embarrassing.
Just wait till you see the next dare
Oh,
card.
God, you are relentless.
It's always cocktail hour somewhere. Am I right? I have so many air miles. They're building me my own lounge. You think I'm joking?
You watch. A year from now, regional manager, baby.
The champagne in here is like dog piss.
Last ride before she's a bride. Get her while she's hot, boy.
Taylor, stop it. So embarrassing.
Just wait till you see the next dare
Oh,
card.
God, you are relentless.
I love this con. I always feel so skinny here.
Who's with you people, huh? Right, drinking fucking mocktails. Losers?
By dawn, we'll all be friends. Maybe even family.
Last ride before she's a bride. Get her while she's hot, boy.
Taylor, stop it. So embarrassing.
Just wait till you see the next dare
Oh,
card.
God, you are relentless.
Yeah, don't look at me, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Uh-oh. Awkward.
Okay, let's pop some corks and have a good time.
Hey, where's Bobby at? Bobby! Fuck that guy.
Who was that guy sleeping in the bathtub?
Not sure.
So that
Was he a
went on thing. That's big. I was fully still on like skeptical could be
Assume everyone's a stripper for the next 20
Coincidences don't seem to be a thing that they believe in. This puzzle, this whole little puzzle thing here, is absolutely wild. I haven't even heard of half of these ciphers, and I'm a big fan of looking into things like the old like Lorenz machine and shit like that, because I always find that kind of shit fascinating. And even I haven't heard of like the majority of these kind of puzzles. Like this is a crazy level. Holy shit. And the fact that it does tie back into Renee Guinan in their own puzzle, their official one, I think that's a massive, massive red flag that, yeah, maybe this is all a giant troll racist thing. Like the creators here dog whistling some wild racist shit as like a meme, and Bored Ape being a giant fucking meme. Yeah, I no longer feel like it's a reach anymore. This is by far the most convincing portion of this argument. Other things I do, and even still do, think is a bit of a stretch, but this is undeniable. And anything that I was writing off as a coincidence now seems less likely to be a coincidence as a result of seeing how thorough they are when it comes to like hiding image or hiding words, hiding anything inside of simple things. It's very fucking deep. Like, holy shit. That is nuts. Why? They're just puzzles? Well, yeah, but one of the puzzle's answers was the Renee Guinan, which was referenced earlier by one of the founders, and I don't remember exactly what Guinan was, but it tied into something racist Nazi related. Which, again, I don't think is a coincidence anymore. Because this is really fucking thorough. Guinan is also a monkey, so it could just be the monkey. Again, that's writing it off as a coincidence, which I just don't think they do. Plus, in that interview, he did even say, like, it isn't random, there is deeper meaning to it. Let the unutterable be conveyed unutterably, and all of that. Thanks to the resub, Caliborn, Giga, and Cilantro, and Godslam. And we haven't even finished what the next one's going to be. Jesus, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go say goodnight to Tiana real quick. This shit is fucking wild. Y'all getting trolled so hard? Well, that's the whole meaning of the video. That Bored Apes were meant as a troll, like a meme troll. I'll be right back though. I'm back. Well. Thanks, Resub Giggity, the Resub Dillison model, the Rondo, the Prime Tommy, the Resub Paquito.
Word. There's really no approach other than maybe looking up words that start with or words that end with, but the best place to start was realizing that NTH and EAT were clued as being connected and could spell N, the, at. After that, it is mixing and matching until you get something good out. The output you get is Anastasia Steele really loves the hexes used in the attic. This is a reference to Anastasia Steele from 50 Shades of Grey, which is referencing that the hex color codes in the attic are gray codes. This is basically a second hint for Bought It, which you can see in the attic section below. The attic starts with an image with some pixels and flavor text about having to feel your way around it in the dark. This is a reference for being blind and hinting towards the pixels being braille. The phrase you get out of using colored pixels as braille dots: beginners always unlock dim old tones. If you take the first letter of each word.
Okay, again. So this had to be an entire community coming together to solve these, right? There's no way this was just like one or two people, like a little team. This had to be an entire community doing this, yeah? So then how the fuck, when you work together on something like this, who gets the prize? Batman solved it. Bro, Batman's brain would fucking melt going through all these ciphers. Exit tier 1. Lychee and the Resubtai. Hard to explain, Korofu. That's a good point filtered, I suppose.
Word as hinted by the word beginners, you get Bought It, which is a type of cipher. This is the one puzzle you can right-click and export the image, and it just so happens to be SVG. So we can extract the hex color codes accurately for the next step as hinted by the skeleton puzzle. Extracting all of the binary codes out and removing the lead 0, you get the following. Using Bought It encoding on the binary, you get the following. The only interesting thing we get is Calamar, which is another type of cipher. This suggests that our extract is valid, but the rest of it is cipher text. We can then use the string with a Calamar transposition solver, but without a key, it was just a bunch of guessing words as a key. Solvers of this puzzle got stuck here for a while until it was noticed that attempting some auto-solves on the grid, assuming 6 columns instead of 8, resulted in the final 8 letters looking like a scrambled version of Visionaire. Given the first set of data gave us Calamar, and having it almost end with Visionaire now, another type of cipher, was too likely to be a coincidence. Putting some effort in manually with a 6-column assumption, you're able to get the following. Using Calamar key of 412563 or 214563 gives an output that spells Visionaire at the end, giving us the following possible strings. Cutting Visionaire off the end and taking the remaining letters, we try to decrypt the cipher using Visionaire and testing keywords relating to Bored Apes and the puzzle. Eventually, they landed on the following: Australopithecus. At this point, it's time to solve the final solution.
What the fuck is that?
From each puzzles and sorting them in ABC, we get the following words: Aperol, Australopithecus, Bingo, Guanan, Macaque. If we examine the answers, we can extract even more information about what they mean. Aperol is an orange liqueur that only got popular after World War II. This answer is different than all the others, considering it is a drink that is meant to be ingested. Going off that theme, perhaps this is a metaphor for taking the red pill, as it sometimes appears red in color. Aperol also just has the word ape in it. Australopithecus. Of all the different possible answers they could have chosen, they landed on Australopithecus. Here's a little anthropology for you. In 1931, Ludwig Cole Larsen joined the Nazi Party and later undertook an expedition to German East Africa in search for a primitive man. In 1938 to 1939, he discovered Australopithecus afarensis at Laetoli without realizing the importance of his find. Ludwig attempted to prove that all people have a common origin, but that African people remained in the state of primitive man, while the Aryan race had developed. Such scholarship was at odds with most anthropological concerns of the day in Africa. He then later lost his position as professor in the course of the denazification after the war. Cole Larsen is not highly regarded amongst contemporary East Africanists. Bingo. Bingo the Gorilla is a major and final antagonist in the 2019 direct-to-video horror comedy film, The Banana Splits Movie. Bingo and his friends are animatronics created by Carl to entertain children as the Banana Splits. However, after the show is canceled, Bingo and his friends start a killing spree. You want to know something even creepier? Bingo only has 3 lines in the movie.
I wonder how the show's gonna end. I'm so much stuff.
Bingo's last and most famous words. The only words Bingo ever says sounds just like accelerationism.
That's a bingo.
Is that the way you say it, Dr. Bingo?
You just say bingo.
Bingo! How fun!
Guanan has double entendre. He's the father of traditionalism, bringing the Kali Yuga to the West, and Guanan is also a species of monkey. Macaque also has double entendre. Macaque is a racial slur and a type of monkey. By definition, there is a clear distinction of what type of monkey both Guanan and macaques are. They are part of the Old World classification of monkeys. In 2006, a Virginia senator was called out for using this slur. With close ties to Virginia, the founders of Bored Ape Yacht Club would definitely be aware of this political disaster.
You too have gotten in trouble with words that you've uttered. Let me bring you back to August 11th. You were at a campaign stop and a young man who was videotaping it for the web campaign was there also. Let's watch.
This fella here over here with the yellow shirt, Macaca, or whatever his name is, he's with my opponent. Let's give a welcome to Macaca here. Welcome to America and the real world of Virginia.
And here's the young man, S.R. Siddharth. He's a resident of Virginia, an American student at Fairfax High School, now goes to the University of Virginia. Critics say that macaca is a racist slur and that you used it because he was dark-skinned. What did you specifically mean when you said, welcome to America and the real Virginia? Why did you use those words toward a dark-skinned American?
Tim, I made a mistake. I said things thoughtlessly. I've apologized for it as well I should. But there was no racial or ethnic intent to slur anyone. If I had any idea that word, and to some people in some parts of the world was an insult, I would never do it because it's contrary to what I believe.
Well, where did
I
come from? It must have been in your
just made up. It's just made up word.
My theory primate answers of this puzzle are a direct reference to the founders of the project, and Aperol could be seen as the red pill. The Boogaloo Boys were born on the weapon board of 4chan, known as K. Think of them as
Alright, so I guess I have a question stemming back to this then. The Gwenon, that one's a massive red flag. Everything else having a double meaning, also a bit of a red flag. Seems like none of them are just like innocent answers to their game. This right here, though, this one has like seemingly the most racist history behind it. I'm curious, does this still get used anywhere, or is it only that one guy who like had this word? Because if it's only that Ludwig Kohl, whatever, the Nazi scientist or Nazi researcher or whatever, then that's not a coincidence. There'd be no way that's a coincidence. How do you spell it? It is still used? It's a legit term? Okay. But it was just found by that guy? Because I've never heard this. Why am I caps locked? Okay, so he discovered it, but the name is still used. Gotcha, okay. I didn't know if that was just like something he like drummed up after discovering it, and like the name didn't stick, it was changed or something. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Project, and Aperol could be seen as the red pill. The Boogaloo Boys were born on the weapon board of 4chan, known as K. Think of them as paramilitary incels, or Chan LARPers. They can be classified by their Hawaiian shirts and absurdist styles to make anyone who calls them out look insane. It can be a very effective tactic when trolling. This Bored Ape Yacht Club shirt is an exact Boogaloo Boy Hawaiian shirt used to LARP by 4chan users. This is Ape 1488. The number 14 is a neo-Nazi dog whistle. It is a direct reference to the white supremacist slogan known as the 14 words. We must secure the existence of our people and future for white children. The slogan was coined by David Lane, a member of the white supremacist terrorist group known as The Order. The number 88 is white supremacist alphanumerical code for HH, which stands for Hail Hitler. 1488, which is also included in the ADL database or the Anti-Defamation League, is a combination of these two hate symbols symbols.
But the fact is, guys, I've been on the internet 20 years. I know pretty much about every single different slur that's in the English language and a few in other languages as well. So not only do I understand all the slurs, I also understand the euphemisms, like 1488.
Here is where it gets really dark. What do you see on this ape? No, not the bloodshot eyes. This ape is wearing a prison outfit with the numbers 0198. 07. If we take out the zeros, a practice in cryptography called null padding, we are left with 1987, which we can deduce is a year. You see, 1987 is a reference to the year that Rudolf Hess, a Nazi hero, died in the Spandau prison in West Berlin as a result of his conviction during the Nuremberg trials. It was destroyed the same year to prevent it from becoming a neo-Nazi shrine. Not everyone who has a Bored Ape is aware of the inherent racism. Let me point your attention to the sales activity tab. If someone
that's just not a coincidence, though. Like that's just simply not. There's no way
for variations of ape.
There's just no fucking shot. Especially after he's given the history of the Bored Ape team that put together that giant contest full of ciphers. There's no way. That one's just straight up not a coincidence in any capacity. The prison outfit, this tying back to the year that the guy was killed or died in the prison or whatever, like. None of that. There's no shot that's a coincidence. Like, even if you don't believe any of the other ones, like, this one is just straight up not a coincidence. I am starting to believe in the argument Fillion's making that Bored Apes were started as, like, a giant meme troll with racist shit, racist undertones hidden throughout it. The last couple of points have been extremely strong, starting with their the official Bored Ape contest here. Thanks to Resub Jarvis and the Prime Midnight, Resub Pterodactyl. So the creators of Bored Apes are all part of a racist Nazi conspiracy. No, see, people are getting so twisted in what the actual argument Fillion's making is. The argument he's making is the people that started Bored Apes started it as a meme troll and hid, like, common racist, like, jokes and shit inside of it. He's not saying that they're, like, a giant racist conspiracy or trying to, like, start some kind of racist movement or anything, or everyone that owns a Bored Ape is racist. He's claiming that the people that started it have a lot of history on 4chan, which he has proven in at least one instance, and that they are deliberately hiding these Nazi racist, like, Easter eggs throughout it in these undertones. That's what he's saying. Like, it's not random, it's not coincidence, and there are these provable patterns as well as provable connections to racist shit.
Nazi shrine. Not everyone who has a Bored Ape is aware of the inherent racism. Let me point your attention to the sales activity tab. If someone is selling an ape, they set the price. Interestingly enough, there is a pattern of selling apes for variations of 88 Ethereum, ending prices in 0.88 or 0.14. This is a cut and dry example of esoteric racism. Ape 6969 features the same prison jumpsuit and a Prussian helmet with a shit-eating grin. This is a troll hidden in plain sight, designed to mock everyone who looks at it. The odds of Ape 6969, which is a troll in itself, having both the prison jumpsuit and a Prussian helmet is statistically near impossible. Apes in the Bored Ape Yacht Club project are adorned with various characteristics. This can include clothing, accessories, eyes, faces. Anything you see on these apes can be randomly generated to produce the final product that we see as an ape. By design, some of these characteristics are more rare than others, which means more desirable, which results in a higher price. Some of these characteristics are harmless, but there is a definite through line with one characteristic in particular: headwear. The Prussian helmet is known as a Pickelob, which is a reference to the German Empire from 1871 to 1919. The Vietnam-era helmet features an Ace of Spades card attached to the helmet, which was a custom American soldiers started in World War II, but continued in Vietnam. In Vietnam, however, American soldiers would leave an ace of spades on dead Vietnamese soldiers. The card in the Bored Ape helmet has a letter J on it, which would indicate a jack of spades, not an ace. The founders of this project are not sloppy writers and wouldn't get history wrong if it meant they could include yet another racist reference. Maybe this explains it. Based on a 1938 decree in Nazi Germany, every Jew in Germany had to carry an identification card marked with J for Jewish at all times. The sushi chef headband is a Japanese headband known as a hachimaki. Hachimaki can have different Japanese characters on them to mean different things. There are 6 variations that are the most popular and commonly used. Bored Ape Yacht Club went with kamikaze to indicate Imperial Japan's suicide pilots. A sushi chef would never wear this headband. The safari helmet is a British or European pith hat used by the British Empire in colonizing Africa. And Belgium in the Congo, led by King Leopold II, who, as you know, cut off Congolese hands. The kami hat is known as a ushanka, and with the sickle and hammer, it represents the Soviet Union or the USSR, worn during World War II while Russians were commanded by tyrannical leader Joseph Stalin. The fez is a potential reference to the Ottoman Empire, but there's also such thing as a Nazi fez. With all of these helmets and headwear, one can see a clear picture of Chan culture's fetishization of power and dominion of those they deem weaker. October 2021, music manager Guy Oseary, founder of management firm Maverick, who represents Madonna and U2, acquired representation of Bored Ape Yacht Club. This would include securing book deals, music, television, video games, and even movie integrations. This was a power play.
Man, I can't imagine a worse idea.
It legitimized funding
Jesus Christ
behind the project. With the connections of Guy Oseary, Bored Ape Yacht Club now had a way to control the media messaging around their project.
The project obviously has so much hype and so much support. There's also been criticism. Some people connected some of the images to racist tropes. I'd love to give you the opportunity to respond to that criticism.
It's apes, because aping in is very much a nod to this community, to crypto enthusiasts, to people who aped in early. So the story is about them. One of the founders is Jewish, one is Turkish, one is Pakistani, one is Cuban. Guy Oseary, who's one of the partners that came in later last year, is Israeli. I myself am Cuban, and I'm actually first-generation American. The idea that we're neo-Nazis or...
Oh, so this must have actually been a big thing.
Offensive, it's hurtful, it's totally untrue.
That's really personal to you, that criticism.
The idea that you can't be racist, or even ironically racist, because you're ethnic is the saddest excuse I've ever heard. And this interview is bought by Guy Oseary. Here he is pictured with the founder of D3, and this woman looks oddly familiar. Guy Oseary is even referred to as the fifth ape, a reference to the fifth Beatle. When Ryder launched GordonGonner.com, Guy Oseary went off the deep end. Ryder Rips described to me a 2-hour phone call consisting of Guy Oseary screaming at him, "Stop digging into the project." After Ryder explained the symbolism to Oseary, he replied with, "Who am I to judge what art is?" And remember that Rolling Stone interview I mentioned? Gordon Gonner stated, "Are we the Beastie Boys of NFTs? Because right after our initial success, it felt like the Beastie Boys going on tour with Madonna. Everyone was like, who the fuck are these kids?" The Rolling Stone article then states, funnily enough, Madonna's longtime manager, Guy Oseary, signed on to rep the foursome about a month after Gonner made this comment to Rolling Stone. It's just so ironic that Bored Ape Yacht Club would go on to partner with Madonna's manager, Guy Oseary. Here's the family tree of Bored Ape Yacht Club. Greg Solano and Wiley Arano are from Miami. They met later in life at a bar arguing about literature. Karem Adelaide and Zayshawn Ali
nerdy argument.
University of Maryland together. Greg Solano
Not even
also
sports or anything.
University of Maryland, but would go on to get his MFA
No, Robert
at
Frost.
University of Virginia. The P.O. Box of Yuga Labs is in Alexandria, Virginia. The CEO of Yuga Labs, Nicole Muniz, went to high school with Wiley. Mark Andreessen is the funding. Guy Oseary is the management management and PR, and it's not a far stretch to say that Neil Strauss is their Rolling Stone media connection. He is also writing a book based on Bored Ape Yacht Club. Guy Osseri and Neil Strauss go back to 1998, when Guy Osseri was featured in the credits of Neil Strauss's biography on Marilyn Manson. One of the most mind-boggling parts to this ongoing story is celebrity endorsement. Everywhere you look, a new celebrity flaunts their hideous Nazi propaganda. I wouldn't expect them to know any better, but there's something going on underneath the surface. I know most celebrities are denser than a cement block, but you can't convince me they would all spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on these JPEGs just because of hype culture. So what's actually going on? In a Twitter Spaces video, Ben Baller, a celebrity jeweler, described...
Hey, for what it's worth, I think this is when Bored Apes died, and the reason why NFTs are dying, this was where, not the reason, this is when it started. You can actually pin it to this tweet right, where is it?
Just because of hype culture. So what's actually going on? In a Twitter Spaces video...
Yeah, when Gwyneth Paltrow released her Bored Ape, I think this is what instantly killed NFTs. You can blame Gwyneth Paltrow for Bitcoin plummeting and everything else. I think this is what finally signaled the end times. Thanks to Tier 1 Cycling and that boy Lloyd and Gore and Jeb.
Ben Baller, a celebrity jeweler, describes the process of receiving a Bored Ape.
Real talk. Not once, like twice, 3 times I've been offered a Bored Ape through MoonPay. I had Adidas hit me up, my DMs, on Instagram. Hey man, you want to follow Facebook does, blah, blah, blah. Oh, do you own a Bored Ape? No, I fucking don't. Hit me up. And it's just, I don't know what it was, but the fact that some of these super top tier all-star NBA players had them, and I was like, it was all cap. I mean, and there was an NDA, they tried to send my agent and shit too, I was definitely but I'm positive there's, there's something. The thing is, for me, if I was to accept,
yeah, but they want you to not disclose that they want you to not disclose that they had purchased the ape more.
Thanks for your Simobo.
Yeah, sure. Wanted to see my because you like it. Which you know what the craziest thing about that is that a lot of celebrities who are going into this, they're probably just stoked to get the ape, and they don't even realize a lot of them probably don't consult their legal and shit like that beforehand. But they're actually asking you to commit fraud on their behalf.
That's right. MoonPay has celebrities sign NDAs or non-disclosure agreement contracts revealing how they received the ape.
I just got my first NFT. Oh, you did? What was it? Through MoonPay. MoonPay, which is, I'm figuring, I did my homework. Okay. MoonPay was like PayPal, but for crypto.
In fact, the celebrities aren't even buying them, and they're lying through their teeth about why they bought them, all while committing fraud on MoonPay's behalf.
That was super true, though.
As an endorsement and not
that's been an open secret for a minute.
Violates the Federal Trade Commission's laws. So next time you see a celebrity show with their Bored Ape, you can see who's a puppet taking advantage of their audience, all while unknowingly contributing to an apocalyptic political ideology backed by the technocratic elite. You may be asking yourself, who designed these apes in the first place? Surely they would be the ones responsible for drawing the racist imagery, right? Currently, it is believed that there are 6 artists on the Yuga Labs team. However, there was an artist in particular that provided the base layers for the apes. Her name was Seneca. When confronted and shown the finished designs, she claimed she did not even recognize the final product and was shocked at the characteristics she saw. Seneca described payment from Yuga Labs as not ideal. After all, they were rolling in millions of dollars and she wasn't even getting a slice of the pie. However, it is speculated that Seneca received a $1 million bonus from the company after media outlets front-ran her story. At the end of the day, Seneca, a very talented artist, was not responsible for this imagery. The Bored Ape Yacht Club project is a sinister commentary on people's eagerness to hop on trends and projects just because it's in the spotlight. I say this is an ongoing story because on April 30th, 2022, 1 year after launching Bored Ape Yacht Club, Yuga Labs launched a metaverse called Otherside. If the date sounds familiar, it's because it's also Hitler's death day. The sprites available in the video game that doesn't exist yet are called codas, spelled with a K. In music, coda with a C means the end, and obviously the theme of transitioning from life to death or crossing to the other side. Their new metaverse also features Stonewall Jackson, a reference to the Confederate leader Stonewall Jackson, and Plot 1 is owned by Emperor Tomato Ketchup. Along the way, Ryder Rips was able to open the eyes of thousands of people by organizing the information and explaining the full context to the best of his ability, knowing all too well that the barrier to entry of this information is diving down the deep rabbit holes of white supremacy, the alt-right, and 4chan. But now, one thing's for certain. He was correct in telling me that Bored Ape Yacht Club is the biggest troll in internet history. Now that you know everything there is to know about Bored Ape Yacht Club's cute little social experiment, what can we do about this? Well, as it stands right now, the founders of Bored Ape Yacht Club operate relatively unchecked. That's because there's no real pressure. Their tactic of using plausible deniability and dumb excuses to deflect from the truth is about to change. Nicole Muniz, I really hope you had no idea this was going on. And if you didn't, that means your business partners strung you along because they think of you as a normie. It's unfortunate if you got roped into this. Guy O'Sari, we will not be silenced. That's all I'm gonna say. Gordon, Garga, Tomato, and Sass.
I also think these guys are pussies. Like, I think they're feckless for doing it. It's like... They are, bro. It's like, go fucking do, like, why are you making this girl we went to high school with speak for you on tape?
I want every celebrity, actor, athlete, and influencer to burn their fucking ape. I want to make such
they might now because it's not
everyone from Steph Curry to Post Malone to Jimmy Fallon is forced to act. You see, this little price tag is contingent on you, the market, the people. But in their minds, it's the normies, the sheep that made them rich. So I ask you, are you a fucking sheep? I want each and every one of you to...
I think there are 0 people watching this that have a Bored Ape
on Twitter. Let's play their game. Burn means to destroy, but it's also something you can do with your NFT if you hold one. Not only will we sink Bored Ape Yacht Club because of their disgusting scheme, we will send a message. This message will be loud and clear. We will not be manipulated. To piss off ape profile pictures and amplify his own research, Ryder created Ryder Rips Bored Ape Yacht Club. Ryder won a DMCA takedown request against Yuga Labs, solidifying the point that you can't copy an NFT. Ryder also set his royalties to 0%. In this case, it's truly not about the money. He is also creating Ape Marketplace, saving people billions of dollars a year in gas fees. Oh, and if you see my profile picture, don't be fooled. It doesn't contain any racist imagery. It's also from the Ryder Rips Bored Ape Yacht Club collection. Silly goose, you can't copy an NFT. And I think I'll call him Caesar. You can even use him as your profile picture, because we're about to take over.
What a wild fucking ride. Oh, a little montage? God damn. Well, that was extremely interesting. Yeah, I think I definitely agree to a certain extent that Bored Apes were started as an elaborate troll. I think the evidence, well, a good portion of the evidence was pretty irrefutable. It's a prime pricey. I don't agree with every point. I think a few of them were kind of reaching, but there were some extremely solid ones that you really can't overlook or write off as a coincidence. That was wild. Thank you, resub, Illuminati. I think the whole NFT scam is dog shit hype anyway. Well, yeah, NFTs fucking suck. NFTs are trash. There are some good points, but some hard-reaching ones. Yeah, I mean, that's going to always be the case. When you're presenting an argument on something, there's going to be good points and there's going to be bad points. But I think the good points here absolutely outweighed the bad ones. Like, some of them were straight up just irrefutable, especially when it came to, like, the Bored Ape number 1488 being having a prison jacket, which also had the 1987 date on it, which was when one of the Nazi heroes had died in prison. Like, there's just some things that under no circumstances could possibly be even construed as a coincidence. And the logo. Like, coming right out of the gate, that logo is absolutely not coincidental that it happens to line up with the Nazi one. That was very deliberate. Like, there's just no argument to be made that it just happens to be a coincidence. Are you kidding me? That shit was garbage. I'm disappointed in you. I'm super curious then from your perspective then, Dill. And you're fine to disagree. How do you explain some of these as coincidence, though? Like, we'll just start with some, like, the basic one here, the logo. The logo matching 1-to-1 on every level with this, which is, of course, Nazi-related. How do you... This is directly to you, Dill. I'd like to hear how you explain this as a coincidence. If you were to say, like, brainstorming with your bros, we need a cool logo. How about, like, a black circle with, like, a skull on it? And since we're ape-themed, why not, like, a monkey skull on it? Well, why would you then roughen the edges out? What would be the point? And then also, why 18 teeth? Do monkeys have 18 teeth? That I don't know. But there's just so many things here. Like, I don't know how you can possibly write it off as a coincidence. The 18, deliberate. The roughing the edges, deliberate. The color scheme, all of it matches exactly here. Like, I don't see how that could possibly be a coincidence. Monkeys have 22 teeth. Apes have 32 teeth. 18 isn't racist shit. See, that's absolutely spoken like someone who doesn't actually go on the internet and see things, because they do have those, like, goofy little, I don't like using the term dog whistle. It just sounds like a Twitter debate, bro. But it is that is what it is. Like, little secret, hidden messages between each other, and one of them is, like, 18, 1488, the 14 words. Like, those are things that actual racists use as, like, an actual thing. Like, it's just something that's so hard to write off as a coincidence. It's pretty basic shapes. I've seen it used a lot. Can you, then again to you, Dill, can you present one to me that is the same coloration and the same roughing edges, all of it matching very similar to this in, like, an Innocent project? If you've seen this shape so often. And this is like the softest ball one. It gets a lot deeper here in the middle when it came to the official Bored Ape game. But this one I just think is already a very hard one to defend as coincidence. And it's not just Dill. I see a lot of people saying it's reaching. And again, you're fine to disagree. I just don't see how it could possibly be a reach. If this was like a perfect circle, I could absolutely write it off as a coincidence. I really could. But it's not. Like, I've seen plenty of logos. I have talked to many graphic designers for, like, companies, businesses, and shit. I've never, ever seen, like, roughing edges on a circle logo for no reason. And especially not when the colors all match up, the placement all matches up, the 18 teeth, like all of these matching up. Like, I've never seen that many coincidences. It's a deliberate copy. It's intentional. It's absolutely a reference. I think it's Struli. So, okay, you literally just agreed with what I'm saying. Iconography is used again and again. Some edgelord uses it to create the hype, of course. It's all just to create hype and build more money in the project. This is exactly what they intended. What do you think I'm arguing, man? You just said that you're agreeing with me, but arguing. Yes, you are agreeing that it's deliberate, which is the point that I and the video maker, Fillion, are making. That it is deliberately references to Nazi symbolism and shit like that. As like, and he proved the connection with some of the creators in 4chan, and this shit being used over there, as like an Easter egg for like 4chan shit. Thus, going back to the point of the video, that Bored Apes were started as a meme and a troll using like racist imagery and shit and references like that, just hidden throughout it. It's just the biggest troll in internet history, basically. Getting all the celebrities to buy into something with the hidden undertones of racism and shit. And then I also think this one should have immediately been a red flag to anyone that recognized this name. Emperor Tomato Ketchup being a reference to a movie that was banned for child porn. Emperor Tomato Ketchup's not exactly like a randomly generated name. And if you can easily Google that name and find that movie, or find that album, which is a reference to that movie, a sane person would have changed their name. Been like, oh my god, child porn, I'll pass. I'll change my name to something else. Yeah, but the album is a reference to the movie. The album that he said he based it on is a reference to the movie. The album is a reference. The album title is a reference. And that's a pedophilia, not Nazism. Well, that, again, I'm just saying, like, that is just another, like, red flag kind of thing. That has nothing to do with what they put in Bored Apes. That name is just something I think should have been a red flag. Season 5 gives subs some eagle. Should have failed. Very, very interesting piece. Again, I don't agree with all of it. I do think some of it was reaching, especially when it came to like their mobile game, where the banana bushels looked like swastikas. Disagree there, as well as a couple other points I thought were a bit reaching, but overall, there was a lot of irrefutable points made here. That was super interesting. Fillion absolutely crushed it there. And Ryder Riffs by extension. You can always see things that are connected if you look hard enough. Again, man, they make you look hard enough. Literally in an interview, they say it's not random. Let the unutterable be conveyed unutterably. It isn't random. There's meaning behind it in their own interview. And then in their own official scavenger hunt, use some of the most advanced ciphers and fucking cryptology imaginable in order to reference things that have multiple meanings with racist shit. Like, there's so much to it that you can't overlook as coincidence. I think by far the biggest one, I guess even if you want to write off the logo, which I think is impossible to write off, I think the biggest, like, whoa, is their Bored Ape 1488. That one shows an absolutely deliberate reference to an actual Nazi. Bored Ape number 1488. 1488 is, again, a racist thing. The 14 words, 88 being a reference to Hitler, 1488 being a known racist dog whistle thing, and then the Bored Ape representing this one having a prison jumpsuit on with 1987 on it, when in 1987 this Nazi hero perished in a prison. That's just not a coincidence. Like, that's just not something you can deny. I cannot understand why anyone would spend so much